Every journey to success begins with a spark, a deep, consuming desire. Not a wish, not a vague hope, but a burning obsession to achieve something specific. Napoleon Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, declared, "The starting point of all achievement is desire. Without it, nothing moves. No invention is created. No empire is built. No personal goal is ever reached. Desire is the heartbeat of achievement. You can have all the knowledge in the world, the best tools, the perfect plan. But if you lack burning desire, you will quit the moment resistance shows up. It's desire that makes a man wake up early and work late. That drives a woman to persist when the odds are stacked against her. It's not talent that gets people to the top. It's not luck. It's the unshakable, fire in the belly desire to win, to grow, to rise. Think of any great accomplishment, and you'll find that it was first conceived in the furnace of desire. Edison didn't create the light bulb out of convenience. He was consumed with the idea of bringing light to the darkness. Desire gave him the stamina to endure 10,000 failures. That kind of hunger turns rejection into redirection. It turns delay into determination. When your desire is strong enough, you find a way. The path might not be visible yet, but desire will push you to carve it out of the unknown. It transforms fear into fuel. It turns dreams from mist into matter. If you want success, start by asking yourself one thing. How badly do you want it? Because if your answer is anything less than, "I must have it," then you haven't yet found the fire that makes achievement inevitable. Find that fire, and your journey begins. Faith is the bridge between desire and reality. It's the unseen force that gives substance to dreams long before they become visible. Napoleon Hill didn't speak of faith in a vague, religious sense. He meant a deep, unshakable belief in the power of your own mind, your vision, and your ability to bring that vision to life. In Think and Grow Rich, he taught that faith is a foundation of all great achievement, because no one moves boldly towards something they don't believe in. You can't act with certainty if your mind is full of doubt. This is where the practice of auto-suggestion becomes powerful. By repeating affirmations, words charged with belief and emotion, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind. If you say to yourself every day, "I am confident, I am capable, I am achieving my goal," your mind eventually accepts it as truth. And once your mind believes it, your actions will follow. It's not magic, it's conditioning. We are shaped by what we say to ourselves most often. But here's the hard truth. Faith must come before the evidence. You have to believe in the vision when it still looks impossible. You have to act like a winner when nothing around you says you're winning. That's real faith. Anyone can believe after the fact. But success demands that you believe before the fact, with no guarantee, no applause, and no promise except the one you make to yourself. Faith feeds desire. When you believe something is possible for you, that desire burns hotter. You stop entertaining the idea of quitting, because deep down you know it's just a matter of time. Faith transforms setbacks into signals to keep going. It doesn't eliminate fear, but it quiets it. It lets you walk into uncertainty with a steady heart. If you want to rise, you must believe, not just in the goal, but in yourself. Definiteness of purpose is the invisible blueprint of success. Without it, all the desire and faith in the world has no direction. You can have a strong will to win, but if you don't know what you're aiming for, you'll spend your life chasing distractions, never hitting the mark. Napoleon Hill was crystal clear on this. You must decide in specific terms what you want, not a vague idea. Not, "I want to be successful." That's not a purpose. That's a wish. A definite purpose is clear, measurable, and emotionally charged. It becomes your North Star. Think about two people. One wakes up each morning knowing exactly what they're working toward. They want to build a business that gives them financial freedom and helps others. Every action, every decision, every hour is filtered through that purpose. They know why they're saying no to distractions, why they're pushing through setbacks. Now, picture someone without that clarity. They wake up and let the day decide for them. They dabble in one idea, then another. They get excited by a new trend, only to abandon it a week later. Their energy is scattered, their results inconsistent. One moves with power, the other drifts. When you have a definite purpose, your mind sharpens. Your energy is no longer divided between 10 half-hearted efforts. You become focused, intentional. You say no more often, not because you're afraid of missing out, but because you're deeply committed to what matters most. Purpose gives you permission to go all in, and that level of commitment, it's magnetic. Opportunities begin to show up. People are drawn to your clarity, and challenges that once looked overwhelming shrink in comparison to the size of your mission. A definite purpose doesn't just keep you on track. It unlocks a level of power you didn't know you had. If you want to succeed, don't just move with purpose. Know exactly what you want, and the world begins to make room for your vision. Success doesn't wait for people who hesitate. The world moves fast, and those who rise are the ones who decide and then act. Napoleon Hill said it plainly. Successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. The masses, on the other hand, waver. They ask too many people for advice. They overthink, second-guess, delay. And in that delay, opportunities vanish. The power of decision is the power to move your life forward with clarity and confidence. Indecision is a silent killer. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It tells you, wait until you're more ready. Think about it a little longer. And while you're waiting, someone else steps in. They're no smarter, no more gifted, but they decided. And because they decided, they got momentum. Indecision breeds confusion, drains energy, and eventually creates regret. You stay stuck not because you lack ability, but because you never commit. Picture this. Two people both want to start a business. One of them spends 6 months researching, doubting, asking opinions, looking for the perfect time. The other picks a date, starts small, and figures out along the way. A year later, the first person is still preparing. The second, they've made mistakes, learned from them, and built something real. That's the difference one decision makes. The first person was waiting for certainty. The second person created it. Decisive action creates movement, and movement creates results. It's not about being reckless. It's about having the courage to trust yourself and take the next step, even when the entire path isn't visible. You don't need all the answers. You need commitment. You need to say, this is what I'm doing, and let your actions prove it. At some point, you have to stop thinking and start doing. Success doesn't come to the most cautious. It comes to the most committed. Decide who you want to be, what you want to do, and then step into it fully. That decision alone can change your life. Persistence is the backbone of every success story. It's not glamorous. It doesn't get applause. But it's what separates the ones who make it from the ones who almost did. When Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, he didn't say talent was a key to achievement. He said persistence was. Because everyone gets tested. Everyone hits walls, faces setbacks, feels doubt. But only the persistent keep going when most people quit. Failure isn't the end unless you make it one. Look at Thomas Edison. It took him over 10,000 tries to invent the light bulb. Most people would have stopped at 10 or 100, but Edison believed so deeply in his purpose that quitting wasn't an option. Each failed attempt was simply feedback. One more way it wouldn't work, bringing him closer to the way that would. That's persistence. Or take Abraham Lincoln. His political career was a series of defeats. He lost elections, struggled with depression, failed in business, but he kept getting up. Year after year, he refused to quit. Eventually, he became one of the greatest presidents in history, not because he had an easy path, but because he refused to stay down. Persistence isn't just grinding, it's driven by belief. You don't keep pushing through hardship unless you believe your goal is worth it. That belief is rooted in purpose. When your purpose is clear, your desire strong, and your faith steady, you develop a kind of quiet toughness. You might bend, but you won't break. You might fall, but you'll get back up. The truth is, you will be tested. Life will throw doubt, delay, and difficulty at you. But persistence says, I'm still here. Every time you show up, every time you try again, you build strength. You grow, and slowly, the world begins to yield to the one who refuses to give up. That's how success is won, not in one moment of brilliance, but in the daily decision to keep going, no matter what. The mastermind principle is one of the most powerful ideas Napoleon Hill ever introduced. It's the concept that when two or more minds come together in harmony with shared purpose, they create a third, invisible force, greater than the sum of their parts. It's not just about networking or having friends. It's about intentional alliance. A mastermind group is a circle of people who push you, support you, and challenge you to rise higher. Success is not a solo game. Even the greatest achievers didn't get there alone. Think about Henry Ford. He surrounded himself with brilliant thinkers like Thomas Edison and Harvey Firestone. They shared ideas, encouraged bold moves, and sharpened each other's thinking. Or take Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Together, they turned a garage project into Apple. It wasn't just their skills, it was their synergy. When you connect with people who believe in growth, who won't let you settle, your whole life shifts. You stop feeling alone in your journey. You gain insight, accountability, and encouragement. You can't see all your blind spots, but your mastermind can. They remind you who you said you were going to be when things get hard. Don't try to climb the mountain alone. Find others who are climbing too. Build your success circle. It could be a weekly meeting, a shared goal, or simply people you check in with. What matters is intention. Because when you join forces with the right people, your potential multiplies. Success moves faster and farther together. The subconscious mind is your silent partner in success. It works around the clock, shaping your reality based on the thoughts and emotions you feed it. Napoleon Hill called it the connecting link between the conscious mind, faith, and infinite intelligence. The power of your subconscious isn't theory. It's a force. It doesn't question or filter. It simply accepts what you give it, and then it goes to work turning that into your lived experience. If you constantly think about failure, your subconscious will look for ways to make that true. But if you feed it belief, success, and purpose, it will move mountains to match that reality. This is where affirmations and visualization come in. When you repeat powerful, emotionally charged statements, I am confident, I am achieving my goal, your subconscious begins to accept them. Add visualization to that, and now your mind starts seeing the success as real. It builds the bridge between belief and behavior. Your desire fuels this process. Your faith holds it steady, and your subconscious makes it real. It doesn't matter how impossible something seems. If your mind is trained to believe, your actions will follow. And once your actions align, success becomes inevitable. Everyone talks about the finish line, the goal, the dream finally realized. But here's the truth most people don't see until they're deep in the process. The best part of success isn't the destination. It's the journey. It's who you become on the way to achieving your goal. The late nights, the early mornings, the moments when you wanted to quit, but didn't. That's where the real magic is. The struggle shapes you. The discipline molds you. The growth changes you. Napoleon Hill understood that success isn't just about getting what you want. It's about becoming the kind of person who deserves it. And that only happens through the daily process. Every challenge you face is a chance to build strength. Every setback teaches you something. You become sharper, wiser, more resilient. You stop being the person who only dreams and start becoming the one who builds. Imagine a blacksmith forging steel. The raw metal is heated, hammered, bent, and shaped. At first, it looks like chaos, fire and noise. But slowly, something strong and beautiful begins to take form. That's what the journey to success is. It's the heat, the hammering, the pressure, and it's necessary. Without it, there is no strength. Too many people are in a rush to arrive. But if you skip the process, you skip the person you were meant to become. The best part of success isn't crossing the finish line. It's looking back and realizing how far you've come, how much you've grown, and knowing that no one can take that from you. The journey is the reward. And if you embrace it fully, you'll find that success didn't just happen at the end. It was being built in every step along the way. Adversity is not the enemy. It's the teacher. It's the unexpected partner that shows up uninvited. But if you pay attention, it offers you something no comfort zone ever could: strength. Napoleon Hill believed that every failure, every setback, every painful obstacle carries within the seed an equal or greater advantage. It doesn't feel that way in the moment. When life hits hard, it's tempting to see it as a sign to stop. But those who rise are the ones who learn to see adversity differently. You don't develop strength by winning all the time. You develop it by getting knocked down and deciding to get back up. That's where the real growth happens. You find out what you're made of. You uncover a grit inside you that comfort never would have revealed. The pain refines your purpose. The resistance deepens your resolve. Think of adversity as a sculptor. It chips away what's unnecessary. It shapes you into someone who's not just dreaming of success, but built for it. The challenges are not distractions from the path. They are the path. And every time you face one, you get closer to becoming the person your vision demands. Don't fear adversity. Embrace it. Thank it. Let it sharpen you. Because in the fire of struggle, you're being forged into someone unstoppable. That's not a setback. That's the process. That's the price of becoming great. Success isn't a single event. It's a way of life. It's not about reaching the peak once and then stopping. It's about developing a mindset that turns every day into an opportunity to grow, improve, and move closer to your purpose. People often think of success as a finish line to cross, but in reality, it's a continuous journey. Each step forward is its own small victory. Every action, no matter how small, builds on the one before it. And the more consistent you are, the more you begin to realize that success isn't something you achieve. It's something you live. This mindset must be cultivated daily. It's in the small, seemingly insignificant decisions you make every day. Waking up early, taking care of your body, reading, learning, and surrounding yourself with people who support your vision. Success doesn't come from working hard for a few weeks or months and then taking a break. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when the rewards aren't immediate. The true measure of success is consistency, and consistency comes from passion, a deep belief in your purpose, and the unwavering commitment to pursue it no matter the obstacles. This is why success is more than just a goal. It's a lifestyle. The work you do today is just as important as the reward you're striving for tomorrow. When you embrace success as a daily practice, you stop thinking of it as something outside of you and start living it. And when you make success a part of who you are, your life changes. The journey becomes just as meaningful as a destination. The true power of success is in the living of it every day. If you found value in these insights inspired by Napoleon Hill, make sure to subscribe for more powerful lessons on mindset, wealth, and personal growth. We share timeless wisdom, practical strategies, and motivational content to help you unlock your full potential. Stay inspired, stay focused, master your mind,